Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the IT 6502 Digital Signal Processing MCQs. So already I posted the two videos. One is for the first thing, the basics about the DSB. The second one is the sampling theorem and sampling process. And the third video, it is a discrete time elementary signals. Okay. So this topics under the unit 1. Okay, so if you want to learn the remaining videos for this IT 6502, I will give link in the description box. You can see. So the first question you see, the discrete time unit step function is defined as dash. Okay, so the discrete time elementary signal means the standard signals used in our signals and system or digital signal processing. It is called as a elementary signal. So there are so many signals are there: unit step, unit impulse, then a unit ramp, sinusoidal, then exponential signal, then a sync signal, and so on. So if you want to learn more about this elementary signal in continuous time and discrete time, so I will give link in the description box. So already I posted the lecture video for that all elementary signals in signals and system. I will give link in the description box. You can see. Okay, so standard signals under the topic standard signal. All signals I explained as a separate video. If you want to watch that means you go and watch. Okay, so the first question you see, the discrete time unit step function is defined as with the four choices given. So what is unit step function? So the name unit step, it implies it the shape is like a step. Okay, so that means, so you see the graph, this is the discrete unit step. So up to for the negative value of time, the amplitude is 0. Then at n equal to 0 to positive value of n, so you see the amplitude is 1. So this is defined as a unit step. Okay, if it is a continuous unit step means the graph is like this. This is a discrete. So you know the difference between discrete signal and continuous signal. Continuous signal means the signal is having value in all instant of time. But a discrete signal means it is having the value only at a definite time. It is called as a discrete signal. So this is called as unit step. So this unit step, it is defined as u of n. U of n, it is indicated by u of n, which is equal to 1 for n is greater than or equal to 0. So from n equal to 0 to infinity, the amplitude is constantly 1. For n negative value of n, the amplitude is 0. This is said to be unit step. So here you see the four choices. Which one is correct? You recognize. So u of n equal to 1 for n greater than or equal to 0, 0 for n less than 0. So A is the answer. In remaining things, small that is changes is there. Okay, so this is the discrete time unit step. Similarly, the continuous unit step, it is indicated by u of t. Okay, that is the difference between continuous and discrete. Then the next one, discrete impulse function. Okay, dt means discrete time. The discrete time impulse function is defined as dash. So usually the impulse function, it is defined by del. Okay, del of n. Discrete, it is said to be del of n. So that impulse function, you first see the impulse signal. This is the shape of discrete impulse. So the del of n, it is having the value, the constant 1. Okay, it is having the amplitude 1 only at n equal to 0. For the remaining time, the signal is not at all having any amplitude. So this is called as a impulse. So this impulse is defined as, you see, del of n equal to 1 for n equal to 0. For n not equal to 0, it is 0. So this is the discrete unit impulse. So here in the thing, so which one is correct mean the C is correct. Del of n is equal to 1 for n equal to 0. Del of n is 0 for n not equal to 0. So this is called as a discrete unit impulse function. And this impulse function is otherwise called as delta function, unit sample function, and so on. Okay. Then the next question, how are the discrete unit impulse and discrete unit step functions are related? So this is a very important question. So the second question is also the same thing, but the way of asking is different. Okay, so that is, what is the relation between u of n. Okay, u of n means discrete time unit step. Okay, u of n, and unit impulse means del of n. So what is the relation between this del of n and u of n? What is the formula? So this del of n, it is nothing but the B is the correct answer. The unit impulse del of n is obtained by subtracting u of n minus u of n minus 1. So u of n is the unit step signal. U of n minus 1 is the one time delayed unit step signal. If you are subtracting these two, we will get the answer del of n. So this is the relation. So this is the relation between del of n and u of n. Del of n equal to u of n minus u of n minus 1. Okay. Then next one, how is the discrete time impulse function defined in terms of step function? So the same question only, but the way of asking is different. So you see the relation between the two things. So which one? Del of n equal to C is the answer. Del of n equal to u of n minus u of n minus 1. In the remaining thing, second u of n minus u of n minus 2, it is wrong. U of n plus 1 minus u of n is wrong. This is the correct answer. Del of n equal to u of n minus u of n minus 1. Okay. Then next one, is it practically possible for us to provide a perfect impulse to a system? Okay. So the impulse function. So impulse function, you see, at a time n equal to 0, the signal is having constant amplitude 1. For the remaining time, the signal is not at all having any amplitude. This is called as a impulse. So is it practically possible to provide this perfect impulse to a system? It is impossible. Okay, practically this impulse signal cannot be practically generated in a perfect manner. Then the next one, the convolution of discrete time signal with the delta function gives dash. Okay, so discrete time signal means, so any signal x of n with the delta function. Which one is called as delta function? The unit impulse signal. The other name is called as delta function. So the what is the question means? Any signal x of n convolution with this asterisk indicates convolution. Any signal x of n convolution with the del of n, what is the answer? So according to the, there is a property is that there is a convolution property of impulse signal is that according to the convolution property of impulse, any discrete signal x of n convolution with del of n, it gives the answer is same x of n. So convolution of any discrete signal with delta function gives the signal itself, the same signal x of n we will get. Okay, so this is a very important question. Then you see the same question, but the way of asking is different. So you see here x of n asterisk with the del of n is equal to what? So this asterisk indicates the process, mathematical process convolution. So what is the convolution of any signal with del of n? The same signal x of n. Okay, so this is the answer. Then the next question, an impulse function consists of dash, pure DC, pure AC, entire frequency range with a constant phase, infinite bandwidth with linear phase variation. Okay, so the impulse function, the del of n, it consists of entire frequency range with a constant phase. Okay, since if you are taking Fourier transform for this impulse signal, we will get the answer is constant 1. Okay, so that means it indicates all frequency component. So it contains entire frequency range with a constant phase. Then the next signal, the discrete time ramp signal is defined as dash. So there is a the third standard signal, it is a ramp signal. So ramp, the name implies the shape of that ramp signal is like a ramp. Okay, so you see the ramp signal, it's a linearly growing signal. That is at a time n equal to 0, the amplitude is 0. At n equal to 1, 1. N equal to 2, the amplitude is 2. N equal to 3, 3, 4, 4, etc. So the amplitude, you see, the amplitude is linearly growing. Okay, so that's why the signal is called as ramp signal. So this ramp signal is defined as, so R of n is equal to n for n greater than or equal to 0. For negative value of time, the R of n is having, not at all having any amplitude, so it is 0. So this is said to be the ramp function. So this ramp signal is also having zero amplitude in the negative time. Only the ramp signal is available for the positive time. Or otherwise, the R of n can be written as n into U of n. So you see, in this, which one is correct? R of n equal to 1 for n greater than 0. This is not correct. R of n equal to n for n greater than or equal to 0, 0 for n less than 0. So this is said to be the discrete ramp signal. Okay. Then the next one, the discrete time rectangular pulse is defined as dash. Okay. So one more standard, the very important standard signal, it is a rectangular pulse. Okay. The name implies the shape of that rectangular pulse. You see the shape, like if you are connecting all amplitude, you see the shape is like rectangular. Okay, that's why this sequence is called as rectangular pulse. Okay, so what is this rectangular pulse is defined? So you see this one, so the rectangular pulse is having the amplitude 1 for the time is from minus n to n. Okay, after before this minus n and after this plus n, the amplitude is 0. So only the signal is having amplitude 1 for the time minus n to n. This is called as rectangular sequence. So you see the definition, the rect of n. Okay, the rectangular pulse, it is indicated by rect of n. It is 1 for modulus of n less than or equal to n. 0 for modulus of n greater than n. Okay, that means the small n, the time is from minus n to n, the amplitude is 1. For the remaining time, it is 0. Okay, or the same rectangular pulse, it is defined as rect of n is equal to 1 for the n is from minus capital N to capital N, 0 otherwise. So these are the definition for the rectangular pulse. Okay, so you see the choice here. The rect of n is equal to 1 for modulus of n less than or equal to n, 0 for modulus of n greater than n. This is correct. Similarly, rect of n is equal to 1 for n less than or equal to n, 0 for n. Here, not modulus n is not given. So this is wrong. Then rect of n equal to 1 for n is from minus n to n, 0 otherwise. This is also correct. So both A and C is the correct answer. Okay, this is the rectangular pulse. Okay, so you should remember the shape of the particular signal, so you can define in a easiest manner. Okay, so if you want to learn more about this elementary signal, I will give link in the description box. Already this topic I explained in the signals and system paper. Okay, so if you want to learn more about this one, I will give link for that video in the description box. You can see. Then the next one, in discrete time exponential signal. Okay, so there is a one more elementary signal. It is an exponential signal. So the discrete exponential signal, it is of the form x of n equal to alpha power n. So instead of alpha here, there may be some a or some constant may be given. Okay, so a power n. This is the formula equation for the discrete time exponential signal. So in this discrete time exponential signal, if alpha is greater than 1 means, then it will be dash. Okay, so in a power n, so this is the general exponential signal. Depending upon the value of alpha, so there may be 4 variety of exponential is there. One is rising exponential, decaying exponential, double-sided rising, double-sided decaying. So if alpha greater than 1 means which type? So if alpha greater than 1, for example, alpha value equal to 2. Okay, so 2 means the x of n is equal to 2 power n. So 2 power n means, so the amplitude of this exponential signal is rising. Okay, so alpha greater than 1 means the signal is in the nature of rising exponential. Okay, so you see the graph for this particular thing. So you see this is for a greater than 1, that is alpha greater than 1. If alpha greater than 1 means, you see the amplitude is the exponentially growing. So this type is called as rising exponential. And the second type, if the alpha value between 0 to 1. 0 to 1 means in between 0 to 1. So for example, you take alpha as a 0.5. So 0.5 means that the nature of signal is, you see, if the time increases, what about the amplitude? The amplitude is exponentially decreases. So this type is called as decaying exponential. Okay, or exponentially reducing. So you see the next question, in discrete exponential signal. Okay, if alpha between 0 to 1, then it is called as a decaying exponential. Okay, alpha is greater than 1 means rising exponential. If alpha value between 0 to 1 means it's a decaying exponential. For example, x of n is equal to 0.2 to the power n or 0.5 to the power n means that signal is of which type? Decaying exponential signal. Okay, then the third next one, in discrete time exponential sequence, okay, the same thing. If alpha is less than -1, so alpha less than -1 means, for example, alpha equal to -2, okay, then it will be dash. Okay, it is a double-sided rising exponential. If alpha value is less than -1, for example, -2, -3, -4, that type of signal is double-sided rising exponential. So what is this double-sided rising exponential means? So you see here example, alpha less than 1. So alpha less than 1 means, for example, -2. So -2 to the power n means we will get both side increasing signal. Okay, so for n is odd, we will get negative amplitude. If n is even, we will get a positive amplitude. So both side the amplitudes are increased. So this is called as a double-sided rising exponential. Okay. And the fourth type, if the alpha between -1 to 0. So -1 to 0 means if alpha equal to some -0.5. This is alpha equal to 0.5 means decaying exponential. Similarly, for alpha -0.5 means, you see the amplitude, for time increases. What about the amplitude? The amplitude double-sided. Okay, both side decreasing. This is the double-sided decaying exponential. Okay, so the 14th question, you see, in discrete time exponential, if alpha value between -1 to 0, we will get a double-sided decaying exponential signal. Okay, so depending upon the value of alpha, we will get 4 type of exponential signals. Then the next one, most of the signal found in nature are dash. Okay, so most of the real time signal, that is voice signal, audio signal, okay, video signal, most of the signal found in nature are which type? Either continuous and discrete, continuous time and digital, digital and analog, analog and continuous time. It's analog and continuous time. So all signal found in nature are analog signal and continuous time signal. Then the next one, the discrete time unit step signal delayed by 2 seconds is dash. Okay, so studied that operations on the signal. Okay, this is the separate topic. Operations on the signal, that means there are various operation: time shifting, time folding, time reversal, and amplitude scaling, and there are so many operations we are performing on the particular signal. Okay, so from that we will see some question. So in time shifting, there are two time shifting is there. One is time delay, another one is time advance. Okay, so here the unit step signal, that is u of n, delayed by 2 seconds. So the original unit step signal means it is indicated by u of n. So this signal delayed by 2 seconds means we have to indicate by u of n minus 2. If unit step signal delayed by 3 seconds means u of n minus 3. Okay, so this u of n minus 2 is the answer. Delayed means you just subtract that constant from the time n. Then the next one, the discrete time unit step signal advanced by 2 seconds. So advanced by 2 seconds means we have to subtract -2 from n. So we will get u of n minus of -2. So minus of -2 means it is converted to +2. So the advanced signal, we can write it as a u of n plus 2. So here the answer is u of n plus 2. Okay, then the next one, a into u of n is dash. So here the unit step signal is multiplied with some constant a. Here the a may be 2, 10 or some constant. This signal is the dash. Amplitude scaled version of unit step, time scaled version of unit step, time shifted signal, none of the above. Amplitude scaled version. So here the unit step signal is multiplied with the amplitude a. So this is the amplitude scaled version. Okay. Then the next one, which one is correct? Okay, in this two thing, which one is correct? the unit step u of n equal to summation k equal to 0 to infinity del of n minus k, or k equal to minus infinity to infinity del of n minus k. So the first one is correct. So this is the one more relation between the unit step and impulse. Okay, so already we studied one relation, the unit impulse del of n in terms of u of n. So del of n is equal to u of n minus u of n minus 1. Okay, this is impulse function in terms of unit step. Okay, but here unit step in terms of unit impulse is this one. So that is the u of n can be written as del of n plus del of n minus 1 plus del of n minus 2, n minus 3, etc. Okay, so this is the correct relation. And then the next question, the signal shown in figure is called as dash. So what is the signal? You see, the signal is having only the amplitude 1 at n equal to 0. For the remaining time, the signal is not at all having any amplitude. So what is the signal? This is the unit impulse. Okay. So unit impulse, delta signal, unit sample. So all this is the other name of the impulse function. So all of the above is the answer. Okay, unit impulse, delta signal, unit sample sequence. These are all the other names of this signal. So all of the above is the answer. Then the next one, what are the operations performed on the particular signal x of 2n minus 1? So already I said the different operations performed on the signal, amplitude scaling, time shifting, time scaling, time reversal, and so on. Okay, so if we want to learn more about this amplitude scaling, time shifting, time scaling, so already I posted the separate videos for the each topic with example problems. Okay, so if we want to learn more about the amplitude scaling, time shifting, time reversal, so I will give link in the description box, so you can go and study. Okay, so here what are all the operations performed on the signal means. So first you see here 2 multiplied with the time n. So some scalar value multiplied with the n means that process is called as time scaling. Okay, time scaling. Then the next one, this time is delayed minus 1. So minus 1 means it is a delayed version. Okay, so it is a time shifting. So what are the operations performed on the signal x of 2n minus 1 means time scaling and time shifting. This is the correct. Next, what are the operations performed on the signal 3 into x of 2n minus 1? So here, first 2n. So 2n means time scaling. Then minus 1, time shifting. Then this entire signal is multiplied with the constant 3. That is called as an amplitude scaling. So amplitude scaling, time scaling, and time shifting. So the 3 operations are there in the particular signal. Then the next one, the compression or expansion of the signal in time is known as dash. Okay, and that is in which operations on the signal we will get the compressed signal or expanded signal in time. Either it is an amplitude scaling, time shifting, time reversal. In time scaling, so in the operation of time scaling, we will get the signal gets either compressed or expanded. Okay, so if x of t is the original signal, then x of at, it represents the time scaled version. So x of at, the time t, it is multiplied with some scalar value a means it is called as a time scaling. Okay, so this is the time scaled version. If the scalar value a, if the scalar value a is greater than 1 means that signal gets compressed. If the scalar value a is less than 1 means that particular signal it can be expanded. Okay, that is if you want to learn more about this one, I posted the separate videos in the signals and system playlist. Okay, I will give in the description box for the particular topic. If you want to learn, you go and learn. Okay, so the compression and expansion of signal in time is known as time scaling. And then the next one, the x of at will be a dash version of x of t if a greater than 1. Okay, just now we discussed If the scalar value a greater than 1 means the x of at signal, it gets compressed. Okay, a value greater than 1 means the resulting signal gets compressed. Similarly, in x of at will be dash version if a less than 1. If a less than 1 means the signal gets expanded. Okay, so these are all the some of the questions about the discrete time elementary signals and operations performed on the signal. Okay, so if you want to learn more about this operations on the signal and elementary signal, I will give link in the description box. Okay, already these topics are already explained in an individual thing in a signals and system paper, so I will give the link. You go and learn. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel for more videos. So in the next video, we will meet with the discrete time, the classification of discrete time signals and system. Okay, so thank you. We will meet in the next video.